All right, welcome to New England Beer Buddies. I'm Mark, here with my friend Garrett, and for this episode, we're going to be talking about beers from Rhode Island. We've reviewed a lot of beers on the show so far, but nothing from Rhode Island yet, so we decided to rectify that and go out of our way to pick up a couple of Rhode Island beers and make sure that we gave exposure to some of the really good breweries that are located in Rhode Island. The first beer that we're going to taste today is by Tilted Barn Brewery in Exeter, Rhode Island. We have their Stash IPA, which I had not heard of this brewery before until I just came across them at my craft beer store. But I tried this IPA. I liked it quite a bit. I know Garrett is not normally a big IPA fan,
Nope.
but I'm interested to see his take on this one. So I'm gonna pour it, and
Here you go. Sorry.
no problem. And here we go. So yeah, so as you can see, it's not a ton of head. It's very, very hazy. Definitely a a New England style.
Yep. Unfiltered, juicy aroma right off the bat, for sure. And let's give it a whirl.
Yeah. So it definitely is a bit of very strong hoppiness. Not so much the fruit type of kind of sort of thing. I feel like more of I mean, there is some of that, but I feel there's a bit more bitterness to it.
Absolutely. It smells like a juice bomb. Well,
Yeah.
it smells juicy, but
Yeah.
it really kind of understated on the juice side. It's not a juice bomb like the trend has been lately, but definitely big hop flavors. Actually, if I can grab this. So it appears they've used pretty much, I imagine those are images of the different types and locations of hops used. So looks like they really kind of went all in with a lot of different styles, but it's very full hop flavor, not just pure bitterness, but there's a lot of good nuance to it. So they did well with that, I think.
Yeah. I did say it's part of a rotating kind of hop series. They couldn't find anything about what actually hops they used in this particular one, but I do think it's very tasty. And the thing that I like is it has a very strong hoppy flavor, but it doesn't kind of have the really sort of sticky kind of mouth drying type of thing that you get in some of the really heavy hoppy IPAs or double IPAs. So while it does have that, it sort of has the flavor profile almost of a really heavy double IPA. I feel the mouthfeel is a bit lighter than that, and I feel like it makes it really good. It makes it, very drinkable and something that would feel more approachable for people that aren't normally super heavy fans of hoppy IPAs.
And I do enjoy it. Yeah, like you said, it's not that very astringent mouth drying thing that I think that largely happens when you go kind of a bit overboard with a particular kind of hop, whereas I think there probably is a variety in here, and I think that lends itself to a little more body of hoppy flavor rather than just one overwhelming bitter flavor. I could be incorrect, but they noted that again the rotating hop series allows us to grab some hops from our stash in the cooler to further our exploration. So I'm not sure if it's perhaps a different blending each time they make it, or depending on what's available, or what they do there. But I would suspect that a lot of times you're talking with probably a couple different types in here. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But excellent choice. I'm glad we put Rhode Island on the map a little bit, and we're gonna follow up with another Rhode Island beer shortly.
Yep. All right, welcome back. Our next beer from Rhode Island that we're going to review is it's called a Vienne lager from Proclamation Ales, located in Warwick, Rhode Island. That's spelled W-I-E-N, which I believe is the actual German spelling for the city of Vienna. And it's actually something that's a bit different from any other beer we've reviewed yet, because this one actually contains grapes. I believe it's Cabernet and Zinfandel grapes. I assume that means it's probably more like a grape kind of extract or something that came out during the winemaking process. The term I've seen this in a few other beers I've had before. The term I think I've heard used is like a grape mash, which is I think something that it's like to press together like skins and stuff like that. I've had it in a few beers with grapes, and it's usually in like a saison or an IPA, but not in a Vienna style lager. So it's something that's quite a bit different than what we've reviewed before. I haven't had this beer before, so I have no idea how it's going to taste.
Same.
But we'll just pour it and we'll see. Another thing is that it does say this beer contains sediment, so I am going to try not to completely pour it.
Interesting color. It's not really a...
Yeah.
It's not really a clear lager, of course, but it does contain sediment and all that. But it's not brown. It's that copper kind of in the middle.
Yeah, it does.
Colored.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a Vienna. It looks like maybe a little darker than a normal Vienna lager, I would say, but it looks pretty similar. It doesn't necessarily look like something that's too different. I feel that's probably good. I think we have an equal amount there.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Definitely smell a little bit of grapes. Not an overpowering amount, though, I don't think.
Oh, that is fairly grapey, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's because of the style of grapes they use. Cabernet and Zinfandel are both. I'd say a little. I'm no wine expert, but a little mild and smooth, so to speak, compared to some other wine grapes, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's not overpowering. It's pretty smooth still.
Yeah. I definitely feel the grapes are a bit more on the aftertaste. Maybe you can definitely sort of get. I feel you get the flavor profile a bit of a lager where it's a bit clean and crisp, but then sort of as you it's sort of the beer is in your in your mouth. It's sort of you do get a bit of that grapiness, and on the aftertaste, not overpowering, but I would say it's definitely noticeable.
Right, and I'd say as you're drinking it, you talked about going from from just straight lager through the grape flavor. I'd say that you can almost taste there's some fruit, and you can't put your finger on it, and it just kind of blossoms. So
yes.
So there's something in there pretty quickly, but until the aftertaste, I wouldn't clearly identify it as grape necessarily.
Yeah.
It's really well done. I'm pretty surprised. I know this is two fairly recently that we've had some fruit in beers that I'm normally not okay with, and but it's again, I think they're both done. The other one I'm referring to was the Mountain Miss V's Blueberry.
Yeah.
And I think similarly, these two different beers, they both have a hint of it in the beginning. Definitely Miss V's grew into it faster, but in both cases it's smooth and it's not overpowering. It's not, neither of them are syrupy, so these are just a good little hint to create some interesting flavors, and definitely well done. I don't know if you've had. Did you mention if you had any other grape styles before?
Yes, I've had. I think with like a saison. I think I forget the exact name of it, but I believe Brewery Omegang does something that's pretty famous where it has. I think they use maybe like Merlot grapes or something, which is very good, and that was something where it's very heavy. You kind of get a taste of. It's definitely. I feel like it's a more of the stronger flavor. It really does feel reminiscent of wine. I believe I've also had a IPA from Dogfish Head, where they did something similar. They included grapes, and again, it's something where it was more of a heavy flavor. It was still good, but a bit different from this, where I feel it's something that's more. Like, instead of it being really like wine-like, I would say it's more of like what you were saying, like it's a fruit beer. It's not, you get kind of that sort of. I feel like a lot of fruit beers kind of have the background of like a lager sort of thing, and then they add the fruit on top of it, and it's kind of like that. It sort of reminds me a bit of, like you were saying, the Mountain Blueberry beer. Except instead of it having a blueberry flavor, it's more of grapes.
Yep. And I'd say as far as sticking to the lager with the Cabernet and the Zinfandel grapes, you mentioned Merlots for the other ones. Those are a bit, I think, again, not a wine expert, but a bit kind of richer kind of grapes, whereas Cabernet and Zinfandel are a little on the lighter side themselves, so to speak. So I think that really worked well here, probably for that reason. So I don't know if you had anything else, or
no, it's just that these were some. I'm glad we finally got around to tasting some beers from Rhode Island because they were really good, and I would recommend both these beers. And I'd like to try more things from these breweries, Proclamation Ales and Tilted Barn Brewery.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit all the wonderful buttons. Drink responsibly and within the laws of your state, and most importantly, drink good beer.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.